Many tragedies come to life that one would feel like changing without any doubts if one had the opportunity to do so. Imagine, one morning you wake from your deep slumber, only to find yourself reborn with supernatural abilities. Super strength, super speed, and flight. How amazing! And the first thing that you decided on doing is to change that embarrassing grade you got on your math test. And then, an idea came to mind. You soared through the sky and flew around the Earth counter-rotationally with a speed that transcends the speed of light in order to reverse Earth's rotation. And also, somehow reversing time. Much like what Superman did when Lois Lane died in the movie Superman. Today's video showcases the physics behind Superman's two supernatural capabilities involved in this phenomenon, which we will now refer to as super duper counter-rotational superspin, or superspin for short. Anyways, the two fundamental capabilities involved in this incredible phenomenon include Superman's super speed and flight. Superman is capable of achieving tremendous speeds that can transcend even light. But what would happen if we take away Superman's super endurance and other traits of super resistance and place him in a role of an ordinary civilian that supposedly can travel at intense speeds? Air is not empty. It is comprised of billions upon billions of particles, like nitrogen, oxygen, and countless dust particles. When we move through them, we rub against them, which results in friction and heat. So if Superman were to travel with the speed of approximately 30,000 miles per hour, the heat generated from friction would set his face ablaze. Now, assuming that Superman gets part of his endurance back, enough for him to withstand the heat of friction, how about everything that is right in front of him, between him and his destination? It takes a normal human about 0.5 seconds to respond to what we see. And considering that Superman's lost all of his abilities except for his super speed, Superman is limited to only respond to what he sees to the same extent as a simple human. If Superman is traveling 30,000 miles per hour, the instant he sees something right in front of him, he would have gone past it, or right through it, by roughly 4 miles.
Running speed is dependent on the amount of force the runner's legs apply on the ground. According to Newton's second law of motion, net force is equal to mass multiplied by its acceleration. And according to Newton's third law of motion, for any action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So when your legs apply a downward force upon the ground pushes back in the opposite direction. The ground is solid, meaning all of its particles are essentially locked in place with very little space in between. So instead of going out your way, it pushes you back. So flying is more like swimming. When you're swimming, as your limbs move through the water, some of the water molecules could just slide past each other instead of pushing back, making it a lot harder to propel yourself forward. How about flying? Air has more space for the particles to slide past each other, so more energy is wasted. In order to propel yourself forward, you must push back a tremendous amount of air in order to drive yourself forward. Superman can fly because Earth exhibits less gravitational pull than that of Krypton, and he can also change his monodirectional gravity field to push himself through the air, which is his ability to alter gravity's effect on him.
So we've shown that Superman is capable of traveling at intense speeds. Coupled with his iconic super strength gives him the ability to create enough force to cause the Earth to rotate in the opposite direction. But the big question is, can you reverse time by doing this? The answer is